Hello, handsome, beautiful, and sexy people watching. I am Line AD, and today I want to open up an extremely late discussion about what the Ice Gauntlet nerf means for all game modes. First off, what did they actually nerf? So essentially, all the cooldowns have been increased by 40%, and the damage has been reduced by 55%, meaning we're going to see a huge reduction in damage output. And right, the actual nerf has to do with the ultimate chill passive shown on screen. Previously, if you casted an ice storm and someone in your group or on your team had an ice gem in their great axe for example, their ice damage would also be increased by 25% for the 3-second window of ultimate chill. This meant that Ice Storm not only allowed the caster to output nice AoE damage, but was also an important ability for team play, since anyone using Aquamarines in weapons, Chain Ice perks, Shirking Frost or Frost Attunement would reap the benefits of Ultimate Chill. Ultimate Chill would also boost your secondary weapon's ice damage, commonly a Fire Staff or Void Gauntlet with a Tier 2 Aquamarine. In the Brimstone Sands patch, this was changed to only increase the caster's Ice Gauntlet damage, not even their secondary, which is a considerable nerf that I'm going to break down for you. In casual PvP game modes such as Arenas and OPR, the nerf sucks, but it isn't the end of the world and you can keep using the Ice Gauntlet as usual. If your secondary had a cut forward Aquamarine like most mages previously did, consider changing it to another forward elemental gem or one of the new Runeglass gems like Opal. For bruisers going for frost perks and Aquamarines in their weapons to benefit off of Ultimate Chill, you can either leave it as is, go for another element less likely to be resisted, or go for physical damage with something like an Opal. In PvE, I don't think the Ice Gauntlet saw much usage in the first place, however if your dungeon crew rocked ice gems, they will no longer benefit from your ice storms. Now, in the war scene is where the nerf actually has a considerable impact, and essentially it no longer makes the Ice Gauntlet the must-have pick in abundance that it used to be, at least outside of Fort. Armies run Void Gauntlet Ice Gauntlet mages as a support role with the intention of applying debuffs and setting up wipes. There are other Ice Gauntlet users in an army like Firestaffs and Blunderbusters, however these roles mainly play for personal damage output and kills rather than as a support role, so this conversation doesn't really concern those more DPS oriented roles. So now that your Ice Gauntlet no longer boosts your bruiser's ice damage, what supportive utility does the Ice Gauntlet actually bring to the table? Ice Storms will still be good for consistent point pressure, but that damage isn't super meaningful, plus those more DPS roles like Fire Mages should have it covered. Ice Tomb is great to survive and essentially a must-have, but it's not an offensive tool that your army would directly benefit from. Ice Shower is pretty much the only thing that the Ice Gauntlet can bring to the table in terms of supportive utility, and it remains an important ability for securing wipes by applying Root, Rend, and Slow. However, it's worth considering changing some of the Ice Gauntlet users outside of Fort to Blunderbusters for example, as this weapon paired with the Void Gauntlet can apply Disease and burst AoE with Splitting Grenade, a lot of Fortify and Self-Preservation to compensate for losing Tomb, and more focused damage if you ever need to finish off a single target. This discussion drastically changes when we look at the Fort phase where attackers and defenders both hugely depend on Ice Shower for trapping respawns and guarding gates respectively. Ice Shower just holds so much value in this environment that the Ice Storm nerf doesn't affect it. I'm not going to do a deep dive comparing the supportive capabilities of VGIG versus other roles in this video, as this video only intends to shed light and clarity upon what the nerf actually means. As a big old TLDR, bruisers consider switching to physical damage or a different element. Ice Gauntlet in casual PvP is pretty much unchanged. PvE Ice Gauntlet was never much of a thing, but keep this nerf in mind when running with one, and in war the Ice Gauntlet loses a lot of value outside of Fort phase, but retains its Fort phase value due to the Ice Shower's importance. Anyways, apologies for the super late coverage, but if you found this informative, please consider dropping a like, comment or sub, it's hugely appreciated. Have a great week and I will catch you in the next one, which will hopefully be soon. And to everyone commenting about the Rapier build, I read all your comments, I appreciate how much you guys like it, and I will get back to you with a new guide.